So I've been living in Chicago for about a year now, and still trying to figure things out, trying to make it feel like home. Yeah, sometimes I still have the dreams of New York City, but I guess I'm just settling in. So I've been thinking about making this video and making attempts of making this video for over a year now. But I've never actually sat down to make this video because I never actually settled in my heart of where home was. So a little backstory. I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Indiana, but my parents are from Chicago. Technically, my dad's actually from the Philippines. I've never had like a home where everyone is from is just here. But for some reason, and I probably attribute this to Casey Neistat's vlogs, something about New York City has always been a pull for me. I've traveled around the United States growing up. Hence, I've been to Yellowstone like at least 5 times growing up. From the East Coast to the West Coast to where I am in the Midwest, there's only ever been one place in my life that really felt true, and that was New York City. Reasons of why I'm not in New York City: rent, cost of living. I'm not single, so I can't just take up a huge risk like that. But I have 3 cats. So that's the thing. Whether it's family to my best friend lives here, so I can't just like up and leave him. He'd be upset if I did. I'm so excited, no matter where I am, to come back to this apartment. So much so that we signed a 2-year lease to stay here longer and like really make it a home. We've put up pictures, we've put up bookshelves to really make this actually feel like a home instead of like bare walls and stuff that we kind of left our last apartment. And it's starting to get there, but you know, some things are still in the works. But I think right now it's kind of wise for us to just settle in to Chicago. And for Tina, this is already her home. She grew up with this. But for me, I've always kind of wanted to like go somewhere else than where I grew up, which I grew up near a whole bunch of cornfields in Indiana. So city life was kind of what I wanted. For those who don't know, Chicago, even in its creation of the setup of the city, was built literally to segregate groups of people. The community in Chicago of creatives is a lot. Like there's a lot of people in the dance world, photo, video world, and music world especially, but they're all kind of like speakeasies. When it comes to the creative endeavors in Chicago, I liken each group to be their own speakeasy. From photography and video to musicians to dancers, there are huge groups of these creatives. It's really hard to find the groups, and when you do, they could end up kind of being gated. This kind of gatekeeping and pushing away goes deeper than just the communities. It's literally because of how the communities were formed. So it's a deeper issue. The big goal is to have everyone come together in Chicago as creatives. But I need to do my part. That is to not gatekeep myself, to not hold myself into a little pocket in a secret world that no one knows about. I want to be more open about the things that I'm creating, the things that inspire me, the things that I aspire to do, and the things that I want to create in the future and even right now. I think it's possible and I want it to happen because that would just mean an influx of people coming to Chicago, or influx of people just being willing to show their work. I love this book. I haven't finished it yet, but it's great. By Austin Kleon. Great author. But the reason why I bring up this book in conjunction with what I'm talking about with Chicago, and that's what this whole video is about. Settling into Chicago, settling into who I want to be creatively, trying to create something bigger than myself. It's a huge task, but it's one I'm going to battle.